know? Do you need to be unmuted on that channel? I don't know. Hey. Yeah.
Praise whatever thing you praise.
Are we going on 2 years? Are we still getting it right?
Yeah, you got it right.
Okay.
Well, that's a celebratory.
There it is.
Oh, you should make that a thing.
2 years later, we should totally come up with something that works.
We just that is
The,
the yip of knowledge and the of enjoyment.
we need a soundboard.
Right.
That can't be done. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, everybody? Welcome once again to Frack Paddy Wack. As you've seen the format, if you are following, of course, the Facebook page, which you should be, and the Instagram page, which you also should be, and Twitter and Twitch and what's the other one? YouTube. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Do that as well, but also FFPW
Live.
So you'll be on all those kind of platforms and things, so you can enjoy us at your leisure.
That one's still running. That's on my server. So that's
Okay, that's self.
anyways, life is good.
Yeah, so basically, as you're seeing, we've gone down now to the once a month format because life is still crazy for all of us. So
It's not my fault.
Yeah, this time. So, but you know, it's a good thing. You know, I think it helps us appreciate this a lot more, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So, but nevertheless, though, we do have a show for you. Do not mind what's happening around the world right now. What's important here is us, right here. This, that. We're there
Has
for
to
me,
be
at least.
that.
For the format, yeah, exactly. So now he's just doing Vogue. So I didn't know you were a
I'm
dancer.
lost.
Dancing for money.
Leave the nipples alone.
I didn't say nothing.
You went from dance to harassment real quick. All right.
Tickle.
Tickle. Oh, sure.
Right.
It's Father's Day. It's tickle.
If I do it down here, you can't see it. If I do it up here, it's just
It's
where
harassment.
there's no nipples right here. Well, she's tall. There might be.
Slash, we're good.
Oh, okay. All right. So, anyways, Wack, take it away. What's going to be happening?
Lots of things.
Like a volcano?
Volcano.
And volcanoes. Tonight's segments include something awesome,
Shout out.
Shut up.
trending, national and local, national, and topical.
What's up?
Just rub it on. Topical.
Trending, national, and local topics. There we go.
What's in that cup right there, buddy?
Water.
Water.
Father's Day Q&A, because Father's Day is coming up this weekend, and then a bracket of would you rather? Yes, I would. And then we are I pulled it back in without them knowing our niches, because there's no chance that we're going to do this show and not talk about ourselves.
You mean you want to talk about yourself?
Exactly.
I like it when we talk
No,
about our
it's
business.
a week.
I like it when we talk about our business. Listen.
It's a strong week. It's a strong week.
Yeah, I like it when we talk about our business.
Introverts would like to go hide in the corner.
You'll be just fine.
Technically, you're almost in the corner.
We put baby in the corner. And then we have a closing quote. And I guess we have the would you rather game. Explain the would you rather game.
If you
No,
agree
no,
with
no,
everyone,
no.
no. If you agree with everyone, then we drink socially. And if you disagree with the majority, then you have to drink because you're wrong.
Correct. Hashtags, keywords.
FFPW20 and hashtag Happy Father's Day. I would like to point out that we're going to keep track of our tallies. Just actually exactly and cussing. What's the ramifications of these? I know we're not saying who does what, but what's our?
We're supposed to drink,
Supposed to drink.
but
Yeah,
I don't
but-
think it. Well, one of us. Is
I think it's
drinking.
also just the rights to call each other out.
Okay, fair enough. I'm okay with that.
Come on. You can't tell me you can't have fun not calling out your friends. You can't.
True story.
It is.
Something awesome.
Shut up.
Game on.
Formula. I have found formula that B can drink. It doesn't hurt his belly, and
Yay.
I can find it.
Finding it right now. Is,
Finding it is the thing.
But I do have 7 cans,
And,
2 that are open. If anybody's looking for the Infamil Proso B, just let me know.
Saw that.
Question. How long is it good for after open?
The expiration date on the cans that I have that are not open are September 1st of 2023. The open cans, I don't know the true answer to that.
but
somebody
it's
that-
powder. I think
research.
it's good till the date on the can as long as it's not mixed.
Not mixed, and I think if it's at
Stay
room
sealed,
temperature or something.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, so don't yell at me, but
America, the third world country.
if you're in that dire need, you're going to use it
Yeah.
anyways. And be
So,
going through
At
this.
today's
100%.
As of today's show on the 16th of June of 2022, again, I guess 2023 September is the unopened ones, but find out the rest if you want to Google on there. If somebody can jump on the chat and if you find something while we're here, do that as well. Calm down.
Not everybody's blowing.
Not as fast as me, at least.
Right.
You're welcome.
Oh,
How does our show go from
I don't
rated
know.
G to rated like NC-17 and like that?
Because I did this and you had to start saying naughty words.
Oh, cool. So I can blame you then, not me. Not me.
It's your brain. Volcano, how do you tickle? How do you do it?
He did tickle
Do it with your
me.
hands. How
Do it with
you
your
tickle?
hands. Show us.
Yeah, see, it's exactly
Boom.
how he tickled me when I got
You're
here.
teaching-
Whoa!
That's what you get for rigging it.
Whoa!
She just fell. Are you okay? Did you fall?
She didn't want to borrow the tripod, so it's sitting. We can't show you. It's sitting on a.
I can show it if you want. Okay, no,
It's
sorry.
sitting on a napkin holder. And I nudged the table and yeah.
So everybody be gentle.
See, Volcano's tickling is
Rawr.
this is
All I keep thinking is tune in Tokyo.
of course. Anyways,
All right, what is your
Yeah.
something
You
awesome
teaching your
shirt?
kids-
here, let's get into our medicine segment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's your something awesome shout out?
I think everybody done this. I think
Yes.
Frick was
You just
that-
didn't delete the line out. We're like, we're doing it.
No, it was actually deleted, and I just put it, and I just didn't remember. But yeah, again, cough drops, seriously. So, Spirit loves to be a penguin and just sleep with the air on at 68, 67.
Where's daddy?
Jump in the chat.
I'd love it. I would love it if we could do the house that cold, but I don't have that much money for an electric bill.
Give it
It's like $3,000.
I'm a little frugal when it comes to the electric bill.
I guess, but still, so yeah, so for me, the cold air really does.
Live in the flowers.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think my sister recently visited, and I was telling them like, oh yeah, I sleep with a cough drop in my mouth now because seriously, I need something. And she's like, I don't
It's like
think
you're
it's good for your
good.
teeth.
Yeah. It's not good for your teeth and it's not good for, dying while
Yeah,
you're.
Is it the sugar-free ones?
Well, no, I do eat it once in a while. So, but I mean, I would rather take a choking hazard for the fact of being able to sleep and not cough.
Oh my god.
Look, I chipmunk it. I just like,
We could just get you a CPAP machine.
no, I'm not 86, no. Some of my friends are like 40 and 50 who are already using
It
CPAP.
was like Christmas.
Sorry, Michelle.
Hey, no hands.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so mine is amoxicillin.
We're not big on big pharma, but
Yeah,
if it's
Someone wants to sponsor us.
I had a sinus infection, and this little guy, Volcano, got one as well. And we had to take him to the doctor and get him some medicine. And within like an hour of giving it to him, we could already tell he was getting better. So
Yay. We love volcanoes.
you know what? Things we don't have to think about, but it's.
Yes, you are.
so I love
Although-
Volcano.
Although I know you made a joke, yeah, the whole country, because of things happening like that earlier. But still, I'm thankful that we can go somewhere, even though I think Walmart's are open 24/7 anymore, but still, we can go somewhere and just be like, okay, I need to pick this up either OTC, for those who don't know, it means over the counter, or go to a doctor and be able to say something. And are you playing with your bird?
Sorry, everybody.
I'm showing a bird right now too. I just can't show it on the screen. So. But anyway, yeah, it's
Yeah.
small pleasures of life like that. Like you can just go somewhere, be like go to the local pharmacy, local store, whatever, and get cough drops or medicine and whatnot. So you know what? Let's be thankful for what we have. All right.
What's your drug of choice, sir?
Yeah, no.
Nothing. I'm thankful for nothing.
Ibuprofen.
I'll tell you it's green. Rawr. Yeah, so my something awesome shout out to, I don't have anything in there, is just kind of like, if you don't follow Elon Musk on Twitter, you should, because he just puts it all out there. Stuff about Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell saying, why isn't this being investigated? Where's the list? Why hasn't that been leaked? This, that, and the other thing. He calls out both sides of politics. He calls out just everything. He's calling out Twitter's bots, like the libs of TikTok profile on Twitter has gotten multiple death threats, and they tweeted at Elon like, "Hey, how come this is allowed to happen?" And he goes, "Yeah, at Twitter," and at Twitter. And within 2 days, the death threats were taken down. But he calls out all of that stuff, and it's just, and I know I've mentioned it before.
Is
Like,
it a bot that's writing it though?
no,
Oh, okay.
no.
No, but I think that's separate from.
No, I was just asking
Yeah.
because he stays on top of it.
Yeah, well,
If
and
AI is starting to write death threats. I am now.
well, and now, and we'll talk about it later in the national trending, about what's going on in that Twitter land. But yeah, just the fact that he calls out both sides and a little bit of everything, and just, he's awesome dude. And then, like I said, if you have not watched the Joe Rogan podcast interviews with him, the one that we watched was incredible. Just watching his mind work in the way that he talks about space travel and intergalactic travel plans and things like that they're working on. It's just nuts. Can you stop being weird? So yeah,
He likes that we're in the background.
I know.
Let me get the phone.
That's mine. All right. On to trending national.
Ooh.
Let's talk about what's going up and out and around the world.
More like around the US, but sure.
Sure. That's it.
But actually, some of these things are still affected internationally. Like, fun fact, people don't know that Nestle is not a US company.
Please tell me you've heard that song.
Nope.
She just called herself out on a radio.
Nope.
Anyways, so the first one I did the hashtag Chewy because it was trending on Twitter, and they were basically just praising them and the customer service that I reached out to them when my dog died and they sent me flowers, or I reached out to them because I couldn't find food and they sent me a pack of food. So that just either their social media presence in addition to their customer service is just spot on, or it's just their customer service is spot on. So regardless, they're just getting high accolades, and I think there was like 8,000 tweets about Chewy just today. So pretty cool.
Yeah, we use
we
them
had
for ours.
Harper, when we switched his food from puppy to adult food, we had to just see which food was going to work best for him. And I ended up getting him a lamb based food, and it caused him to have like an alert skin reaction.
Aww.
So I just ordered the chicken kind, and that worked good, but I forgot to turn off the auto ship on the lamb, and they sent us another one. And I said, "I'm so sorry. Our dog had an allergic reaction to the first one. We never even finished it. Can we send this one back to you?"
Like,
and they're like, "No, don't send it back. Just donate it to a local
That was one of the
animal."
things I said.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, please donate it to a local.
so we just brought it up and donated it.
It might be more of a hassle for them to take it in and have to do this stuff.
It's
Well, the
very
shipping
heavy.
and all
It's
that,
like a
it's a-
50-pound bag of
It's
food.
gonna cost more
Yeah.
anyway, so.
But still, just
But
have
still,
the ability
yeah.
to say, please just go donate it.
No,
I'm not
exactly.
gonna
And
have my
and people who call in to like cancel their shipments because their dogs have passed, if they do receive a shipment, they tell them just to go donate it. They send flowers when a dog passes.
Aw.
Like, yeah,
Great company.
Good job,
it's really
Joe.
cool.
Now, please don't ruin it by finding.
I know, and then
something
I,
like,
add
they're-
something
they're
real fun in
actually
here.
Like Peter, where they actually end up killing animals. Like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
So the Federal Reserve raised rates again by 0.75%, 75 basis points, which is not good for people who are trying to get mortgages, but it's good for people who have savings accounts. So, I mean, it goes both
Barely,
ways.
but
Yeah.
You know, when you were little, it was so much easier to like handle you.
Right. Yeah, and Patty and I were talking about, like, I don't fully grasp how this helps the inflation side of it. So I like, 'cause there's so many moving pieces that
yeah, I know.
I'm not understanding. Like, okay, so now people who were this is screwing over people who are in the middle of building their custom homes, because you lock in a rate, but your rate
You
is
locked in
only
your
locked in
construction rate.
at your construction rate. So now when you go to
this one and this one.
when you go to close,
No, they're saying
you're stuck. You're
a
gonna
mortgage
we're
at
gonna
the
be
beginning of the year that would have costed $1,700 a month would now cost $2,500 a month, just based on interest rate alone.
Yeah.
so like I don't understand how that helps.
That
That part doesn't. So people think, gosh, that we are not building, that we've opted to wait until, right, but we were
like, oh, we can afford
minutes
it
away
because,
from,
Yeah.
like, we have the money. Should we just build, even though prices are inflated, the interest rates are low, so maybe it's still worth it.
That might be all found. Now,
Yeah.
question though, that I'm very behind on this, although we've been doing the show, I don't know how long now. Have you guys still not found trusses?
Oh, we found.
Oh, we
trusses.
found
It's
them.
expensive.
We found them.
$48,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was still stuck there like, we never moved.
lowest quote is 48,000.
Okay.
That's why we're not doing, we're not.
Lumber has went down
Give me
significantly.
But
So-
not to like 20,000.
Okay,
Yeah.
so somebody go to the prior shows and find out.
Sorry.
Whoa.
He's
Earthquake.
He has his own chair.
He wanted down.
We're gonna rename it to earthquake.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that name.
So yeah, which is just about as fitting. Just as unpredictable as volcano. But yeah, so it's one of those like those interest rate hikes. I get that it stops people from it lessens people from going out and taking loans that they may not be able to pay back. But isn't that the bank's job to mitigate who can pay back a loan and who can't? Like,
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, because like you're saying, exactly, it's to help mitigate some actions, but at the same time, it's gonna screw people along the way who already have something, but you're like, "Ugh," unless you get it like locked in and, you know.
and the people who are building right now, they can stress out about the payment that they're gonna have for the first couple months or whatever, and it sucks because it can happen. I mean, imagine all of a sudden you're budgeted on this and now you got to pay 500. It's the same thing they're doing with rent,
Right.
pay 500 to $1,000 more, but like,
Jason was just telling us, not this past week, or the week before, that because so many insurance companies are pulling out of Florida,
mhm,
that they're enforcing, police officer mortgage insurance.
yeah,
Yeah.
They're enforcing it, so your $2,500 payment is now gonna be almost
100%.
like $3,000, if not $3,500, because they're forcing it, and yeah.
I mean, it's always been on until we pay down.
My words are wrong, but.
No.
Yeah, unless you put 20% down on your loan, you have to pay mortgage insurance.
Exactly, yeah, so there's two different types. There's what's called MIP, which is mortgage insurance protection, and PMI, which is,
You heard P and.
private mortgage insurance, there we go.
PMI.
So, PMI?
PMI.
Yeah, so, but again, exactly, to avoid that 20% down is what you need to do, but I mean, imagine getting a home nowadays at 435,000, trying to get the loan for that amount, you know, your LTV, your loan to value ratio is gonna be looked at for how much you can actually get. And a lot of people may not have, you know, $86,000 to put down for a 430,000, you know, so
Right.
not so easy. So they're enforcing it regardless. Now, if you've already paid off your home, awesome, just pay your taxes. You know, but beyond that, you're right. Any new home like that, if you don't have that, it's guaranteed because the mortgage lender has to protect itself, and that's what insurance is for.
Yeah,
So you can still get paid out.
You're gonna be hurting for a year or so until mortgage rates come back down, and then you can refinance, which means then you put down another $5,000, $10,000 in down payment.
Once you've paid off 80% of the principal balance, you can request to take that off.
Right.
You don't want to need it.
Right.
But
But you have to reclose on the loan, so you have to put.
Yeah, so and the company can do it for you automatically. If you forget or something, they can do it for you.
And I don't know, when you look at like, I don't know, all the inflation, everything, like they're doing it to slow inflation, but then you look at inflation but they were blaming inflation on the supply chain.
Yeah, well, it started there.
Where's the focus in fixing the supply chain? Because they haven't. All they've done is said, well, DeSantis said, well, run them around and bring them into our ports. And they started doing that with a lot of ships and everything like that. But they're not fixing anything over in California. They're not fixing anything to do.
Yeah.
There's no sort of gas tax relief for the truckers.
Yeah.
To help with the truckers or anything like that. Like,
Can we just get diesel, not just truckers?
right. And we're already, then they're trying to say, well, the gas companies are price gouging. Isn't there legislation in place for that? Like,
Well, actually, so there's a person locally, and I know I'm trending local, but who is there on Cleveland Heights?
Aladdin Market.
Yeah, exactly.
they're the best. Well, let's talk about them in the local, because that's a good local.
But anyways, yeah, so we'll bring that up. So, but anyways, yeah, so it's difficult because then also with the marketing stuff, we use trains, we use trucks, But then for the bigger stuff that may not be perhaps as easy to transport in that fashion, you got to go down all the way to do Suez Canal.
Right.
To Panama. So that's going to now eat up more time or whatever. And yeah, you can bring from California to Texas or Florida or whoever. But exactly, it's difficult because I know it's not a one fixed solution thing. It's so many steps.
Right. But they put all the focus on it, like, ooh, the Fed raising rates is what's going to solve everything. And the Fed's like, no, we don't even know that. We're just hoping this works. So we're going to shoot for 0.75.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong saying that.
I just.
I guess it's a start though.
This world is weird.
So, anyways, well, coming out to that, believe it or not, Revlon is filing for bankruptcy. So no, it's funny for those who care about the fashion world.
I was gonna say that's making people, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's funny because they're starting to realize how people like influencers are really starting to take down the bigger companies. They've been around since 19. I think the article says they've been around since like 1930 something, 1933 or something like that, and didn't become public until 1996. But
didn't need public financing until 96.
Exactly,
yeah. So old rich white family. Sorry.
I feel attacked.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not old or rich.
That's what I said.
You're very white.
Right?
Never mind. Anyways, so
all good.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that how influencers are affected. You have somebody that Spirit likes to watch on Mondo, I think is his name, and and he does like a lot of makeup tips, and he does a lot of hairstyling and stuff like that, and how people are really influenced. They're no longer looking at the big company anymore. I mean, they still are. They're basing on things like that, but Kylie Jenner has her own something,
right?
And that's bringing them down. This guy, I forget his name right now, but forgive me. But yeah, so you have things like that affecting, and Chapter 11. So they're trying to do. It's not even like restructuring the organization. Some companies will do bankruptcy for that.
Yeah, just to restructure.
But here they're going like,
That sucks that they can get away with that too.
Oh yeah, no. But funny part though, I forgot about this a couple of years ago. The bank, I think their bank was Wells Fargo, accidentally paid a bunch of lenders their money.
Yes.
Back.
I remember that.
Yeah. So and the bank's going like, sorry, you can't take that money back from that loan to pay that. They're like, sorry, we can't stop that because the money's owed. If anybody ever does bankruptcy or anything like that, you paid them. You cannot get the money back. So that's probably that kind of affected them because it's like several in double digits.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a ton. It was a ton.
And quick listening on Amazon. Anyways.
Nobody's watching our show. They're just watching Volcano.
Right.
You want to take the next one?
That's fine. I did this one.
Do it again.
Can you be quiet?
So the hashtags were just like whoever's doing your marketing is doing fabulous because it was just I believe the name of it was like I am or acting or something like Renaissance. Oh my gosh, this is amazing! Like so subtle, just announcing that she's coming out with something. So
and nowadays you think be like, oh my god, blowing up on social media and whatever else, and I'm just hearing about it today.
Yes.
Knowledge.
You want to stick in the music?
Oh, that's fine. Well, for those of you who know who Tupac Shakur is, he would have been 51 years old.
It's okay, we know younger crowd. Everybody knows who Tupac is.
He's still alive somewhere.
Probably.
I'm telling you, he's hanging out with JFK in the Bahamas.
Elvis Epstein.
No, not Tupac.
Not
Tupac. Tupac, I had such hope.
Right?
NBA finals is tonight?
Yes, Golden State.
Oh, it's tonight, actually?
Yep.
I know it's been going on. I didn't realize the final game this
Yeah.
time.
So is it happening right now during the show?
I don't know.
Quite possibly.
Quit watching them watch us. We're more important, obviously.
So will Steph Curry get his
I hope so. He's the best.
He's so awesome.
He's
Volcano.
Like just outside of basketball, like just he's just.
Would that make him a 4-peat? Really? No, but I'm saying with it.
In a row.
I know Michael Jordan was 3-peat, so he would be a 4-peat.
So the Celtics are trying to stop it so they don't
Yeah.
get it.
I know my buddy Liam, he's a huge Celtics fan, and my friend Haley too, and they're probably right now in their pants.
Not that you didn't already know, but Internet Explorer is officially dead. So for those of you who are using it still or trying to, just stop.
Welcome to
Give up. Microsoft is giving up. It's your turn to give up. When the company that built it
Stop.
They gave up on it 10 years ago. So when they give up, they're officially giving up on their support for it. It's time for you to move on.
Yes, Salesforce, could you please stop using Explorer?
So yeah, you got Chrome, you got Firefox, you got Brave, you got Safari if you're on computer, you got Edge, and there's one more, Opera, DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
There's options.
Just move to some options, people.
The people who are still using Internet Explorer are the same people who finally bought cell phones because rotary phones won't work.
Change your password. It's not password. That is not a
It's not
strong
1, 2,
password.
It's not 1, 2, 3 ABC.
PW123 is not a password
Mommy.
you should be using.
The
Oh, boy.
volcano,
I can't
Mommy.
stop
Do
using
the
Internet
vol-
Explorer because all my passwords are shaking. I can help you.
the
Oh,
volcano.
why? Yes.
This last pass.
One password. 1password.com. Number one, password.com.
And then they're so shocked that I can go and show them the list of all their passwords. Oh my God, how do you know my password?
From a wizard.
Because you saved it from a notebook into a digital notebook. It's just right there.
Although my buddy Mark did have something that wasn't really it wasn't like a password kind of thing, but it was cool because, and I'll have to ask him again what it was. Where basically it's an app and it's kind of like a what do they call it, brainstorming bubbles, like we have like a main thing and then you have like offshoots,
Mhm.
and it looks like that, and you pick on that and then or click on that, and then whoop, and it brings you down to another bubble and it has things around it and says, oh, okay, here's a password for this one, whoop, and it opens up. So it's kind of like, so it looks kind of like that bubble, like when you go into like a business and it has the circles and the lines.
Yeah.
But
I
not-
don't need pretty, I just need passwords and.
Kind of like my one
for some people
password.
for some of us, we need to compartmentalize.
No, I need to know my father's passwords, my mother's passwords, my daughter's passwords, my son's passwords.
So here's what it says password, and you go.
No, they're just in vaults and they're all in the same place because I've got this business, this business, this business, and this business.
Can't talk up here, buddy. You gotta get
You
down.
need to be quiet. Go away. Go away. You're starting to drive us nuts. We're trying to do a show and you're being crazy.
The volcano is like-
Like just go to the playroom.
Just keep talking.
Can be quiet.
All right, so who's doing the Ford stuff here?
I can say because she's not going to be able to talk ever apparently. Ford is recalling 2.9 million of their EV vehicles.
Ford, not Florida. Sorry if you said Florida.
Florida.
Ford is recalling vehicles.
They don't see our notes. They can just hear what we're
Ford
saying.
Well, he was being interrupted by earthquakes.
constantly.
Are we changing the name to earthquake?
It just was fitting right there.
Oh, okay.
It's Ford's EVs, by the way.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
was like,
No, the EVs. The EVs
Okay.
are being recalled. 2.9 million potential rollaway crashes. The bushing in their shifter cable has been deteriorating so much that it detaches. And the car just
he's looking at me and talking to me like I know what he's talking
no,
about.
Yeah, like what?
No. But
What-
Something about the bushes
So-
and an apple.
it's the new ones. It's the Mach-E's.
No, it's
It's
since
their-
2013 to 2019.
Oh,
Wait.
the other one that I was reading was the Mach-E's.
That's fine. It's for the Escapes, the C-Max, the Fusions, the Transit Connect.
Well, so maybe I pulled the older
And
article.
the Edge
No, that's the new
vehicles.
article.
Okay, so I gotta go get my car checked out because
Yes.
I have it's a tough.
I saw one with the EVs
Oh,
as
sorry, that
well.
was the Edge.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
So yes, could you please call your service advisor and ask them if
God.
you have a recall on your.
49,000. Okay, so there's two Ford recalls. I just punched in Ford recall because I knew there were two recalls going on. Or I knew there was a recall going on, and I thought this was the article for the Mach-E. No. So the Mach-E, 49,000 Mustang Mach-E's over a battery safety issue.
Awesome.
Does it like
Oh, that's fun.
explode or like?
How
fun is
Does
this?
not work or explode.
Or
It's
just-
kind of a
yeah.
range of-
Could
Yeah.
cause the crossover to start or stop while being driven.
Oh, nice.
How would it start while being driven? Isn't it already
Well,
started?
I don't want my car automatically.
So in
start-
that case, it would be stopped.
Well, why would it say? It could cause it to start or
Fail
stop
to
while.
start or
Oh,
stop.
failed to start. Okay,
I didn't hear the fail
Yeah, me neither.
to start.
So
But I can see it just starting in the middle of the night too.
Yeah.
because that happens.
that was for the
100%.
hell of me. I'm like, this is how a horror movie starts.
Yeah.
The car's gonna eat you alive.
So yeah,
Wasn't there a
don't
picture on
stop buying Fords. Just kidding. Buy Fords. My stock needs to go.
What do you want?
Well, my friend actually works at a dealership report, so
Yeah.
he's already got some.
Go get them looked at.
Yeah.
Scan your VIN, see if you're
So-
one of those.
Sorry, real quick. I just remember my friend Alex and Crazy. I told them that I got a vehicle. It's a 2015 Escape.
Mhm.
But so nice vehicle and everything else. I like it. And they told me like, oh no, you bought a Ford. I'm like, what happened? What I do? I'm like, I don't care. Just good price.
I just bought it because it looked cool.
Yeah.
It was
No, but they
affordable.
told me, don't you know what Ford stands for? I'm like, what? Found on road dead. I'm like,
Fixed or repaired daily.
what?
Fixed or repaired daily. It's always been fun. I mean, I
right,
have a
so-
1928
so-
Model A, so.
That's got a Chevy
What-
motor.
What's your
With
favorite?
a Chevy motor in it.
Okay.
It legit, yeah. I got a Chevy 400 in it.
Yeah. Okay. So put your favorite car vehicle acronym below, because I know I've heard so many different ones. I just can't remember them all.
Just empty every pocket.
That's G.
That's accurate. Why I can't buy one right now.
It's not my pocket.
All the new ones. Say.
You say it so gleefully. Stop.
I love me just sometimes. Sometimes.
And the final one in our trending national is Twitter is going to hand over all the raw data and analytics to Elon
Oh,
Musk.
Oh, great. He's gonna send it to space.
Yep, they are. They're going to open the water faucet. Whatever they're.
He's not gonna like do losses, like he's just gonna buy it and just be done with it and trash it.
Sell
basically. I could see him making them clean it up or something.
He's the goal. The goal is to clean it up, get rid of the bots, blah blah blah, and turn it back into what it was meant for, without all of the.
So is he going to be able to negotiate a better deal?
That is
or?
that is the goal. If it turns out, because they're supposed to be proving that their platform is not full of bots, and right now they're kind of like that it's not being misrepresented. Like they can get sued.
I was gonna ask you that.
Because they are charging
Investigation.
advertisers, they are charging their investors and
So-
everything, representing numbers that
Okay.
are not factual.
Okay, so 2 points. This one I was gonna make real quick. It's a double-edged sword, because giving somebody that much power to have all that kind of raw data and information now allows them to have, again, accessibility to trending
There's gotta be an
patterns.
NDA or something.
There
that-
is.
Yeah, well, not just NDA, but accountability too, because he's got all this information, and I know it's not just him, and he has a server room. And I get it's the company, but that's the problem, where a lot of people complain about why, oh, how can Facebook be free? Because they sell our data, our habits and everything else. So same thing for him, not having all that from those.
This
things.
is not, he's not getting everybody's accounts and passwords.
No, I
Not that
I
stuff,
understand, but he has raw data. That's enough to say, like, I know how people think and work, and same concept. But again, a double-edged sword. I get it. It's a good thing that they're able to clean, do some spring cleaning, so to speak. But the danger of having all that, power, so to speak.
They are, well, and the problem is they're loaded with bots, and then so the platform is loaded with bots. The bots have been programmed, just like the platform is, to be more liberal, and it's pushing out or giving negative comments
Whatever agenda is.
or taking. You can have somebody could put up a post, and if it's call it more conservative or whatever, the bots attack it, report it to Twitter, and it all of a sudden gets spun and taken off. Well, this is pretty much what happened with the Hunter Biden story and why it went away and wasn't allowed on Twitter. And that is something that now it comes out. It was completely
It should be
factual.
allowed. It's freedom of speech,
Yeah.
freedom of press. Being able to have our rights to know the information, good or bad, doesn't matter what side you pick and choose, or if you're in the middle. But look at pretty songbird.
Thank you. Do you understand?
Hey,
Yeah.
So, but I was gonna say real quick, the other part of this is, like we're talking about, is very true, the accountability factor, which is the investors, and not just marketing and everything else, but the SEC. Because if you're claiming false reports based on these numbers, now
That is the
Securities Exchange
biggest.
Commission can I say, you're reporting not false earnings, I mean, you make the money, fine, but now you can be not sued, but you have to now pay reparations and, and money back because of false advertising.
Well, that's what I was asking. Is that going to be part of the NDA that they can't report back to that? Which I could very well see that being a part of that. I would do that if I knew I was being dirty or something.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you can't.
Hashtag this is not legal advice.
Oh.
no, but he had it's funny because he tagged the SEC in a post basically saying
Right.
Twitter full of bots, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, where you at, SEC? Because somebody that was like, that has a million followers or whatever, had basically said, hey, isn't this against us investors, us shareholders, that we're being sold on a $50 stock representing multi-millions of users when it's
Only worth maybe 40 or 20
Yeah.
or whatever.
when there's maybe there's half the number of users
No,
that they're
yeah.
telling us.
Right.
And we think that when we buy advertising dollars or we're building on we're buying stock based on these numbers that
we're actually showing it to people who actually might become a client or,
I'm
influence
very
services.
very interested to see how that all plays out.
And I know it's a big thing also in your world, because imagine, let's say you're posting all these things and, oh, great, it's getting a lot of bots. Oh, look at all these hits you're getting, and it's not false. So,
Yes.
yeah. But all right, so we're moving out from the national world into now to the local. So.
Hold on, I have to copy and paste 1 moment, please.
Okay, all right then. Well,
Thanks. Okay. Polk County schools are considering offering more sports, especially for girls, such as beach volleyball, bowling, flag football for girls, and beach volleyball for boys, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because girls need love too.
Volleyball is taking off
Heck
like
yeah.
crazy, which it should. It's Florida, but
it really
the girls are in our nieces are two of them are in volleyball. One of them, no, two of them are in volleyball. I know Mike. Stacia was huge in volleyball, and
He
then
started his own
like
league or division or something.
So this is awesome to watch the girls' sports start to.
Well, but I wish it was almost like Michigan. So I was in basketball camps from 3rd grade on up. Florida has not caught on to doing girls' sports before middle school. Like, we should be training these kids develop.
So your school did camps?
Yes. So we have like this thing called.
Because like you can do the
the
recreational leagues.
Right, but
like
it's not
in
as structured.
camp.
That's just, oh, come in and bounce a ball. It's not,
Gotcha.
hey, let's teach
We're
you
prepping
how
you to feed to the team
Yes.
to get you through a high school program and
Yes.
college program.
pretty cool.
So middle school is the same thing. It's usually just a dad that doesn't typically know, like, hey, I played high school basketball, but he's not trying to teach kids fundamentals and things like that. So anyways, but that would be.
Well, I wouldn't feel right if we're yelling at 6-year-olds going like, get more push-ups in.
But no, but if it's memory.
Oh, yeah. It's,
muscle memory and stuff,
yeah.
like, let me teach you to pull your arm in.
They teach, kids, I remember the story, recently of another new golfer, but like, the top of my head, Tiger Woods, been playing since 3 years old. Yeah, the kid's gonna remember how to get that swing down.
Mhm.
So I completely understand what you're talking about in that aspect.
Prime example, my son never ran properly until his junior year in high school. And once he figured out how to run properly and breathe and hold his arms and head and stuff, that's when he became an amazing athlete and could keep up with the point guards and things like that and do the jumps up the bleachers because he was never taught properly.
Trees can run? I don't know, it's so funny to me.
Second one is positive impact. A cat cafe is coming to Lakeland. I know my friends don't like cats, but I do, and I would love to go to a cafe and play on my little laptop. And
I love the kitty. What are we talking about?
I am so. Oh.
Little ball of fur.
Who doesn't love
Not even, I don't
Soft
care about
kitty,
that.
warm kitty.
Quit staring at me.
Purr, purr,
For those of you
purr.
that don't know that song, it's from Big Bang Theory.
Sheldon's nap time and cuddly.
Yes.
Our friend Christina, I believe she was working with that, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's her
Christina Lynn, yeah.
cat cafe.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of the lady.
No, it's not her. But our friend has been working with her to help promote it, grow that cafe and everything
How do
else.
you spell that word?
Botany.
Okay.
I'm Google Translate for the group. So, are we good now?
Good.
All right, cool.
Is that her?
No.
No.
She's about our age-ish, so,
Is that her?
no. Right now.
Just go. Moving on.
So I thought this was neat actually. So there's a Polk County teen actually that she's giving a full right to Michigan State because during pandemic and from there forward, she's actually been helping migrant families by collecting donations for them. There's a lot of politics behind that train of thought. I get it, about migrant work, pay, et cetera, back and forth. But the fact that, we're dependent on those kind of services and things, she basically just did a lot of humanitarian work to help them sustain, be alive. Because again, during these times, people cannot obviously go out, things were shut down, closed, and she was able to help a lot of families, by getting small things, hey, a toothbrush, which might cost us $2.89. But for a family who's, surviving on nothing now, and has to live off the $10,000 they've saved up for the next 2 years, that goes a long way. So she did a lot of great things, for women's products, for children, for families in general. So Michigan State University actually.
Oh, it's a chick from Summerlin.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Araceli Rendon is her name. And again, she did a lot of stuff, to help out these families. And so Michigan State really recognized it and gave her a full ride. She got recognized by LULAC, which is the Legal Union of Latin American Countries. Also, there's another local thing in there. But anyways, yeah. So Hispanic cultural
National Migrant Education Humanitarian Award.
That one as well. So yeah, so it's really awesome how just kindness of trying to just do something positive can go so long. And she talked about it's difficult. She wanted to go to college, but obviously it's a huge expense on the family. They don't have a lot, and just by being kind and doing what's right, she actually got return blessings kind of stuff. So that's really awesome.
And Michigan State's gonna be great for her for what.
Oh, you're biased.
I'm not. Okay, sure, but as far as what I have a feeling where she's going with that, and Michigan State's a good fit for her. So
okay, awesome. So insider info. And my second quick thing that we just mentioned a couple of minutes ago was Aladdin Market, which is over there off Cleveland Heights. They are literally charging 40 cents less than what you're seeing locally.
Yes, the guy who owns it said he's trying to keeps his prices low because people are coming in and buying in the store, and the profits that he's making from the store, he's trying to translate that over to discount the gas. So as long as people still come inside and buy things from the store, then he can continue to keep his prices low.
That's why I'm supporting local, to be honest.
Exactly.
Because gasoline stations do not make money on gasoline, they make money on the concessions.
And he said the very first time since he's been in business has he run out of fuel in his tanks was yesterday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I read that first. I was like, that's
but
amazing.
He literally says just come in and buy anything.
Yep.
A stick of gum, a candy bar, he doesn't care. Please come in and buy anything because all he's doing is taking that to offset. Because the in-store stuff, I mean,
and they have clean bathrooms.
very seems like a very good dude. Very just wants to help the community out and help us with gas, which is.
So yeah, hey,
you wish some of these big locations would actually.
Yeah, I mean, I know that places like Sam's Club or Costco,
right?
Because they can afford to.
Because people are paying membership price.
Right, but you can also now have somebody. So if you got somebody in your area, post it in the chat. We'll spread out as well. The info, because it's something like that means a lot to a difficult time like this, where people because I said I'm very thankful that I don't have to drive too much nowadays. I'm still going to complain about it, but for those who still have to go out there and drive 30, 40, 50 miles daily one way, that
$125 I have to pay.
Oh no, I seen everybody posting the 100 pluses, So
half tank, $125.
Yeah, again.
How often are you driving?
Big sexy? Not often. I get 10 miles per gallon.
You know what you need to do to offset the cost?
I drive terrain.
No. Take a truck, go to a photo shoot where somebody take a picture with a big sexy truck and then you rent it out.
Yes. If you would like a picture of the very sexy big white truck. I have a black one too, but you probably have to go to the black one too. No, it's just I refuse to let him have a bigger truck than me.
Sorry, not sorry. All right, Patty, take it off.
All right.
What?
Yes.
Whatever brings more viewers.
A fire rescue engineer / paramedic died on duty at a fire station in Polk County the other day. He had 27 years of service, and I saw that a lot of our friends knew him. So one of our friends, her husband is a fire rescue paramedic, and I guess they were close friends.
He does.
I have a friend that now lives on the east coast of Florida that used to work with him, and she was very affected by his passing as well. So he seemed like a really good guy.
Well, to everybody who knew him, thinking of you. So, and it's something we take for granted.
Wack has already decided to take my other ideas that I had to talk about. So I didn't have just, sad news.
Wasn't on paper. Nothing there.
Technically.
Because it's
e-paper. E-paper.
Supposed to.
It's not paper.
Technically. He's trying to throw the remote at me.
All right.
Use of show today.
I know.
Tampa Bay Lightning in the NHL Finals.
And they lost.
Go Lightning. They lost the first game.
But there's still more.
Avalanche are
There's more
really
games.
good. I mean, when you get to the finals, your team should be really good.
It went
But,
to overtime yesterday.
Colorado Avalanche are really, really good. It went to overtime 3-3. Lightning were down 3-1 in the first period.
But no, I thought like 0-2, then they got 2-2, and then they went 3-2 or something like that.
It was 3-1 when I left.
Oh, 3. Oh,
Yeah, right about the time I left the bowling alley. Then I walked into Winter Circle and they scored 2 back-to-back goals. And then I left and they lost.
That was kind of like
You shouldn't have left.
That is what 3 people
Oh,
told
so it's your fault, everybody.
Three
Get
people
out, Wax.
messaged me and said,
It's your fault.
you should have stayed.
Everybody,
home."
get in chat. Hashtag it's
It's like,
Wax fault.
sorry, I was trying to get home because I thought I was going to hang out with my wife.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, no.
Psych.
He felt sick.
She was reading her Bible for an hour. I walked in the door. She didn't say anything to me. She read the
I
Bible
said
for an
hi.
hour.
And then you didn't say anything to me.
And then
I'm sorry, baby.
so I came and sat down and she comes out and I fell asleep. And she's like, what are you doing? Everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I was sleeping. And then she walks into the room to work out. So there was no.
I'm going to hang out with
There
you
was-
while you're sleeping.
There was
'cause
no
that's-
intentions to hang out with me. She had her headband on ready to work out. So
because
she was not going to be. No, you didn't even know I was sleeping. You came out and looked at me while I was on the couch. You didn't even know I was sleeping.
Therapy.
Yeah, that's whatever. That's whatever. Happy,
It is
happy
whatever.
freaking Wednesday. So Best of Central Florida is going on now.
Oh, by the way, I was
Yes,
nominated again.
Oh.
Yes, I see. I am scrolling and there are a lot of our friends that are in there. So we've got in just the food categories, we've got Winter Circle for wings and happy hour and sports bar. Catfish Country is in there for country cooking. First Watch is in there for breakfast.
Yay.
I know that's a chain, but we go there often. Fat Jack's is in there, Egg Haven, bunch of those. Diner Purple Onion is in there for Diner.
really?
So
Well,
make
yeah.
sure to go vote for Sammy and them. Let's see.
Yeah.
Catering Company Elite Catering
Yay.
is in there. So go vote for our friends at Elite.
RIG roofing.
RIG Roofing is on the roofing side.
Nice.
I know my seafood is there for martial arts as well. For,
Yep. Superior Spray is in
Superior Spray, yeah, and
there.
also pest control.
Yeah, and I didn't check a lot of the other, unless they were our clients, I didn't
I
check.
think
Christina Hansen is in there for
or
CPA.
accounting.
I don't want to over announce people
So-
who are in the BNI chapter that might be.
So,
needing some love.
if you're trying to get voted for the best, put it in the chat. Again, we'll spread the word as well and try to help out.
Serpro should be in there. for
And anything that helps out to the business. Again, hey, we're business owners as well, so let's help you out too.
Plumbing company, I wanted to see if Center State is in
I
there.
know On Deck is.
On
I
Deck
saw
should
that
be in
on
there.
there.
Both great companies.
Yep.
My button doesn't want to open this up. So anyways, it is going on until June 30th. You can vote once per day. And you have a
Or
chance,
per email.
or yeah, I don't-
Once per email per day.
once per email per day. And you have a chance to win $500. So Center State Plumbing is in there for your
Yay.
plumbing as well as on deck. So make sure that you go vote from one email for one and one email for the other.
Don't make me choose.
Roofing Company, RIG is in there. Ring Roofing, True Roofing, KL and DBR.
True if you mean.
True. Roofing.
Daddy,
Okay.
All right.
why was the phone one up there?
What?
The phone, your phone that wasn't there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This break brought to you by Volcano.
Carpet cleaning, Surf Pro. So there's a bunch. I'm going to roll through obviously a bunch of these, and I'll try and get a list posted up from my end of the people that I'm voting for and shared to my personal page. But I
Yes,
definitely
please. I
hope
really
that
like just clicking the link. It makes it
Yeah.
so much faster.
heating and AC company, Lakeland AC.
Okay.
So go vote. It's incredible for our friends that do win this. The best of Central Florida. It's a big deal. It's nice to have that title on your resume, and it gets them a lot of business for the year ahead. So
Yeah, I mean, these accolades may seem small in a scale,
Yeah.
in a greater scale, but at the same time, for the local business, it means a lot. Going like, oh, it's getting in mind. It's free marketing out there, so it helps out a lot.
yeah, Jeff Ford is
Yeah.
in there for insurance.
Best local band, vote for this one. I'm just saying.
Is that a thing?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
It's weird because I'm
Self-
clicking and it's like it's telling me change vote on some of my stuff.
So you mean
Almost,
voted
it's
today?
well, I nominated them, so I'm wondering if it like
Uh,
their system's always buggy.
And it's supposed to be top 5, but a lot of these have
Maybe
like
they had
6 or
new-
7.
Yeah,
marketing
top
company.
5, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inside of the home hardware home improvement. Yeah,
I
so
think this is
always
good.
buggy, always. Oh, it's 100% right. It's whoever pays them.
I was gonna say, 'cause I refuse to pay. And when
Yeah,
I got
it's-
the little thing in the mail. I'm like, I don't even
It
know.
is typically whoever pays them the advertising.
Little
um,
one.
Pays them for
Sorry, and if that's
advertising.
not the way it works, I apologize, but I.
And it might not. It might not be, but it always.
I
I
do love getting them the
High
email
five.
going like, oh, you've been selected to be part of the entrepreneurial listing here. You pay us
High five.
$300 and we'll list you.
Yeah.
And and have your no.
Yeah, no, and it may not be rigged. It's just that we knew that. So somebody was click farming on one a couple years back, and we know that that's how they ended up winning. Is that they were like, yeah, we basically just told our staff to log into these emails on this computer, open this one in a different browser, blah blah blah, and then they were on a VPN, so they're just it wasn't.
I'm not condoning this.
I'm like-
If you're gonna do something wrong, do it right. Don't tell people about it.
Well,
Well,
because they fixed it and.
they fixed it in the past year.
And
Share
they-
construction,
What for? They bring your credibility.
Share construction's in there for home
Oh,
builder.
good.
Veteran moving group is in there for moving
I
company.
was talking the other day.
Yeah, so there's just a bunch.
I love Burton. He was coming from his house.
A lot of your favorite friends are up for stuff, so
See?
go support
He was
them.
going this way. I was walking that way.
Oh.
Crossing Florida Avenue with a 3-month-old is not fun that way.
No,
I think doing a lot of things with a 3-month-old on your shoulders. is
nobody
fine.
should do that.
They'll puke on you.
Couldn't get a parking spot in Lovebird's parking lot, so I dumped in Baskin
I want to go there.
Yeah,
I heard their chicken's good. I heard it's spicy.
It is spicy and I don't like it, but my kids like it, so I go.
Oh, you do like them.
I'm kind of
See?
like, I'm iffy on
We have
spice, but
proof. We have proof. She loves you guys,
Mm.
and she just took it back.
go vote for St. Paul and everything. All right.
All
So
right,
Father's Day questions and answers?
let's do that.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
There's really only one dad here, actually.
Well, but my question that I had.
You need to go.
I know, So WAC has to answer all these questions
Yeah.
because it's
And
Father's
stay
Day.
quiet.
Sweet, let's do this.
Well, so my wording was really for you. Would you rather be a dad or a step-up dad? And you can't answer, but I was just, or would you rather be neither?
I would like to have my own kids, but if a scenario came along that was correct and stars aligned, yeah, I do not mind being a step-up dad. So
I really feel like you would be a step-up dad.
yeah, but 90% my own kids.
Okay.
So
If you were not married and did not have earthquake, would you want to be a dad or a step-up dad?
I would be great at either.
I agree with that.
Just because I dated a girl that had a kiddo, and it was awesome. But yeah, no, I prefer being a dad, just because I've always wanted to have a kid, especially a boy, just because of all the baseball and the Star Wars and the this and that.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
And I mean, now I really like a girl too, because I want to experience both.
Right.
Like I do want to experience both, but no, we were talking about, I was talking about that with my dad last night, actually. And just kind of, because
He's like, no, boys are way better.
somebody, no, yeah, no kidding. But no, and the question, somebody asked me, Scotty and Babs said, so you guys are one and done? I was like, yeah, we're one and done. And it's funny because I just had that similar conversation with Heather and Dad at bowling, and just kind of talking about that. Like, we are one and done, but I would like to experience both. And we're not in a position that we're ready at all to foster or adopt a child, and we haven't had this conversation or anything like that.
I know, I'm like,
breaking news.
But down the road, if life's instances got better, and like Dan Sherritt has fostered
Heck
3 or
yeah.
4 and then adopted them
Mhm.
right after, like a chance to give a child a better life when we're not ready to start over and have a baby and I'm not trying to be 60 years old with a high
Yeah.
school student.
I feel attacked.
Yeah, but no,
We have the kids.
we will be here for you. We will be here for you.
Hey, we're only like 3 years off.
Yeah, we're 3 years off. You know what I mean? But
Several years, I'm gonna need all of y'all.
we're trying to, exactly. We're trying to get ourselves in position that like when we're 52, 53 years old and he's starting high school, like I want work stuff to be like our residuals and stuff kind of built up to where we don't have to work 8 hours, 10 hours a day running our company. We want to be in a different position. But like I would love it if he had a sibling to entertain him and to do this. And I would love it if we could experience of having a girl. But at the same time, I don't want to start over with an infant.
It's not right.
Fostering doesn't necessarily mean infant either.
Right.
So my cousin fosters and she gets messed up.
I would foster or adopt. I would. I just do it without her. If anything, I would think to foster or adopt within 2 years of him, maybe even a year, maybe even same age.
Yeah.
So that way things are kind of on a similar level of everything. And then
somebody that has kids a year apart, if they're both in sports, it's hell.
That part, and that part's it's just gonna be the way that it is.
Especially if they're in different sports, or if it's a boy and a girl, and they're going. I'm always on the road.
Is that gonna happen? Who knows? We're not at that point. We've not had that conversation at all because it's not on the table. But in the grand scheme of things, if I'd be okay. It's cool. I'm giving another kid another life. But had she had a child prior to us meeting, there'd be no difference. I don't think there'd be any difference because I'm the type. I'm just. Yeah.
Maybe we would have partied a lot less.
Oh, there are a lot of things.
Would you rather be a mommy or a stepmommy? I know it's wrong, but
mommy,
is it really a step up mom? I guess so.
Stepmom.
Step up because like you can't be a stepdad, but not
I got it.
Yeah,
I did see that shirt and I like it. It's like no, I'm not a stepdad.
Because Kay is a step up dad.
Right.
He definitely took over for Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have a problem being a step up mom. Like obviously if things were different, but yeah, like I grew up with stepmoms, so
Evil.
I saw the way that it should not have been done. But I see my sister has stepped up with her husband's daughter. I know it's completely different if the other parent doesn't want anything to do with the child. So you basically can step up and do everything you want with that child. But when the other parent is still involved and they're just a bad parent, that's really hard because they're not your child, even though by marriage they are.
So it's even though you're together, it still might be a single parent feeling because you don't have that support.
Mm-hmm. And the other parent is, if they're a bad parent, they're usually trying to turn the child against the other family. So yeah, I've seen a lot of step parent situations gone right and wrong. So yeah.
I got lucky with the right one because my stepdad's awesome.
I think that I would be a good step up mom because I have seen many situations like how it should be done. And
experiences speak a lot for themselves. Kind of thing, so.
Yeah, and Dad Sean is step up dad to both Justin and Sierra.
I see. I didn't know that, and I never asked because I didn't care. Because he's just.
They are.
I just know you have an extended family.
So much so that they have his last name.
For a while.
So.
See, and that's true.
And that is nearly from birth.
That's true
That
stuff.
is right from birth.
To be honest, I don't think in my earlier years I would have wanted to, because I was very adamant about not wanting to do that scenario. But I think now, being older and everything else, I think right now I wouldn't mind as much.
Probably the probability of this a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the numbers are shifting.
Hey. With my current situation with Spirit, I am very lucky.
Well, but I just, at our age, you typically don't have to divorce
Yes, you're up for 2 categories.
I am?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Cybersecurity company,
Oh,
What?
as well
Very cool.
as
Computer repair.
computer repair.
Daddy.
go me.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, so next one. If you found out one day you were adopted, would you treat your dad any different?
No, I think I am.
No, no, because it
I think
was.
she is.
I didn't expect that like that. It broke and then.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah, like a midget over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go play in your room.
No, because the way he raised me, like he put everything he had into raising me and my sister. So he didn't treat us like, if we found out we were adopted, he never treated us as if we were adopted. You know, he didn't treat us as a second class child.
See, amazing, just amazing parents. Like, why can't everybody just be amazing parents?
Yeah. So, tough topic for today, even though it's coming up with Father's Day and everything else. But I mean, these are things that very fortunate to have. Like I said, I thought about this question because I think my mom was watching a telenovela or something, and that kind of scenario came up, and they were acting like, overly like, oh my God,
How did you do
or whatever, you lied to me, it's me, ay, Miguel, ¿por qué? But anyways,
Just like that.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like that flamboyance in telenovelas. Those who know. But anyways, so and my mom actually one day, and we were sitting there just having lunch or something, and with my dad, and she's like, if you found out that, what would you think? I'm like, I would say thank you. I mean, yeah, would I feel a little betrayed? Like, you never told me, but maybe I was too young to understand the concept. But nevertheless,
Or maybe you didn't want me to rebel against you because you found out you were adopted. And I waited till you were an adult so you could fully understand what I had to sacrifice and go through.
Exactly. Yeah, but I've done, and the good and the bad. Because I get it, parents are not perfect, obviously, but nevertheless, I would have said I would be thankful. I would say thank you because you took your time to choose me, to pick me, to give me an opportunity to have a family when nobody else might have, or when my original family, chose to not have me, around. So I said that was kind of my thing. I'm like, I would be thankful regardless. And now I understand it here. If it was a completely crap upbringing, I'd be like, why you take me in, dude? Just leave me in the system. Seriously, I'll get my hot pockets and go.
I think even if you grew up maybe below middle class, but they still loved you, I don't think you feel about that.
That's what he meant. Like parents that really cared about you, not
like you can tell a happy
not
baby
money.
is a love baby, but I might not have $10 million to buy you the bougie Nike Polo, Nautica, whatever, but Walmart's just assigning you the clothes on your back and I love you.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
took the time to take me in and to give me a chance at a family, at a life kind of thing. So,
what about you?
I think we're on hers.
No, it says if you were adopted, would you treat your dad?
No. I don't think so. Like you said, growing up in a different time when you find out, because I don't know.
If you found out as a teenager, you're like in that rebellious stage.
I don't think
your emotions are crazy.
I don't think Mom and Dad Sean told Justin and Sierra until they were much older.
Adults, yeah.
Much older, like
adult.
20, 21-ish.
Oh.
Something like that. Yeah. Much older.
They
might have.
I
want to say that one of my aunts told Justin when he was like a little bit younger than that.
By mistake.
Vindictively, maybe.
Yeah.
And
we'll have that person in our family.
And yeah, so if my memory serves me right on that, then like he kind of knew, but it wasn't really confirmed. And then I think it was probably around, I would say probably around the time that Marissa was born, that maybe that was about the time when they were told. It did change some things. Sierra changed the way that she acted towards Dad quite a bit, but she's actually done that in the way that she changed toward the whole family. Justin, however, is like
whatever.
No, it's like you're my
Sierra
dad.
Sierra went and found her dad and their family and has kind of connected with them and blah blah blah. Justin does not care, says no, dad is my dad. I don't. Nope.
He's like,
Dad
whoever
is
is
the one
my
that
dad
raised me. That's
didn't want
like,
me and
that
didn't
is my
care
dad.
enough
And they have an
to.
incredible relationship,
Yeah.
and which Dad Sean will have an incredible relationship with any of the children that want to have a good relationship with him. So he's just a good person. Yeah, 100%.
I like it.
And yeah, so I don't think that if I had found out that it would have. I don't know. You don't know what you don't know, I guess. But I don't. Me, the way I am now, if I had found out or something like that, but I don't think
I've
that.
been raised.
Yeah,
it's not
I don't
believe it any different.
I don't know that it.
Well, mommy, I look so much like you.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't
Actually,
think that I
funny
would have.
enough, studies have shown that people who've been raised, from a younger age, around that first,
Right.
everything else, actually start taking on features of that.
It's really weird, which is crazy because it has not. There's nothing to do with genetics.
Genetic, exactly. Yeah. So I mean,
It's in the soap. I don't understand. I don't understand.
No, it's not every feature, obviously, but nevertheless, a lot of things start becoming not just mannerisms, but it influences a lot too. Because our bodies are thinking, I got to replicate that because that's what I want to be or have like, or X, Y, and Z. So it's pretty cool.
Mine is what's one of your favorite memories?
We're skipping Patty.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
What is something you had growing up that you want your children to have or your child to have? It can be like lighthearted. It doesn't have to be serious.
Like an original.
It could be a toy. It could be a game. It could be
I know it's something
like if you were involved in something, anything. Like you were in basketball, so you want your kids to be in basketball.
Or just sports in general, I guess is my thing. My rule in the house was if you want me to stay off your butt, you're gonna play a sport and stop being lazy. So EJ chose basketball. Hannah's trying to find her way. And we feel the same way about B is I don't care what you do something. Just get out of the house, stay active.
Be involved in something.
Yeah, because that's probably gonna be how it gets you to college. We've been trying to get Hannah to understand that. It's like, if you play basketball, it's probably gonna get you into college with the scholarship. Like, go do something. So anyways, but yeah, playing sports.
Just thinking, I don't know what the right word might be, but
English?
But no, it's. I mean, yeah, I do want to buy one home still, just for a lot of advantages. But I think having the opportunity to have open-mindedness, because I know that growing up, moving from a different country, coming here, et cetera, different values, different, communities and things of that nature. I remember, going through middle school, high school, college, being very into punk music, a completely different style, having the mohawk, having fashion, that was completely different than my parents or whatever. My mom really allowed for us to be open about that and explore and say, I'm not gonna judge it. Although my dad was, but mom was like, dude, on your horse, man. This is a person who's growing up, figuring things out. And I said, I still love all that stuff, growing up and everything, but I never felt, by then at least that I didn't have the opportunity to explore what it is that I wanted, what it is that I would like or not like, hey, sometimes you got to run to the wall and figure out, yeah, that wall hurts, so they let us make the mistakes, but they let us find out, and my dad, although he was a little more old school, Latino kind of thing, mom was able to kind of open it up and say, no, I don't have to be like this. It's like not because you just were in the US, but I think she would have done the same thing in South America and then said, figure it out. What do you like rock and roll? Okay, listen to rock and roll. We're not going to enjoy it. But I still remember when I was going through college, she set basic guidelines. Says, hey, listen, don't be an alcoholic, don't be a drug addict.
What happened to you? Aww.
Don't get anybody pregnant. And and get good grades.
That he knows.
So you gotta move every year, so you can't think your Father's Day card. Yeah, and get good grades. She said those are like the only requirements she asked me to say, and you can have your hair, do your band stuff, don't care, but you gotta follow the base. Okay, you know what? And I stuck to that. And she allowed me to have my freedom, be an individual. So I want to make sure that they have the same thing. Although I know I said earlier Nintendo because it's obsolete nowadays. But having that kind of stuff and kind of openness, whether my son's daughter,
open communication.
open communication and allowing that. Now, of course, a parent still needs to be a parent. Don't be the best friend because you still need to be strict. There's time to be a friend. There's time to be disciplinarian, etc. But
to be able to come to you and say, hey, could you put your friend hat on right quick? Because I need a friend.
exactly, yeah. So you see your son or daughter, and family member said, okay, hey, reaching out, that's fine. But yeah, but not having those restrictions and say, fine. I know probably my curse will be the fact that the music that I don't like, my kids are gonna love it.
100%.
And it's gonna connect to me because I'm like, hey, mom,
Although,
I can't be like,
you'd be pretty surprised. And things might change like when they get into middle school, high school, and they're listening to more of what they want to versus what you listen to them to. But he
at a young age, they will listen to whatever you listen to.
Because we get in the car and he's like, can you turn on drum corps? And I'm like, yes, I can.
Yeah. Listen, growing up, before middle school and everything,
Brooke's like,
yes, I did love listening to Elton John and listening to Disney all the time. But then
Sets your basis.
Right. And which is completely fine. But exactly, you start switching, and that's where my parents really allowed me to be who I was. Just me, my dad was I didn't know this until later, but he was so adamantly against me having a mohawk or wearing the uniform that I wore, which was always like a white shirt, the green jacket that I had with all the patches, and jeans and Doc Martens. That was like my uniform. But mom allowed it because also they're about 14, 15 years apart. So her being younger, she understood that you can't be an old fart all the time. Disciplinarian, yeah. I'm getting there, but disciplinarian, yeah. But let somebody figure it out. And if they don't like it, great. Some days I have my days like this, and my emo night at the rec room recently, and did you guys see the pictures by chance?
I did not.
Okay, yeah, I'll show you. So I got to do my hair and full lip.
I did see the gigantic.
Yeah,
spike.
exactly. So I was so excited, whatever. But just let your kids be kids and grow up and let them figure things out. Don't tell them what to do. Let them figure it out.
That's the hard part, is letting them fail when you know that.
When you know they're gonna fail.
And it's gonna hurt. It's gonna suck. Again, I'm not a parent. I can only imagine, but still, I have friends.
Like, don't go to Summerlin. You're gonna hate it.
No, I have to go to Summerlin.
And if you come back,
You get there and go, this sucks. I hate it.
Hey, what did I say?
Now you're not getting out because you begged to go there.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, I'm done. Sorry. What were you on your children's to have?
All right. So
Are you changing your question?
no. I love. What do I want? One thing that my children I had growing up.
It could be lighthearted. It wasn't.
all the Star Wars stuff.
It could be like a love for Star Wars.
No, I was really. I really.
Yeah,
No, and I have. You have all the things where you want them to grow up with morals. I want him to be a good person. I want him to be a good man. There are a lot of things that the way that I acted that maybe weren't the best things. Like I was a good student. I was a really good student. I didn't get in trouble at all. I didn't really do anything bad. So
bad to the group, like
no, and I just my stepdad was military, so I didn't, I really didn't get into much trouble or anything like that. So I didn't, but then I got to college and I partied my way through college now, and that wasn't, and it wasn't, it was drinking. But yeah, and it was just so I know the way that I don't want him to act. I know the way that I'm going to guide him, especially in being a good boyfriend, good, hopefully eventually husband, things like that. I know the ways that I want him to treat women versus the way that.
A lot of it is visual too. So if you're not beating on mommy, then
right. And I definitely don't ever do that. But I had lots of girlfriends.
He grew up around a dad who dated lots of women, not the stepdad, but
yeah, stepdad was with mom, but dad dated lots of women, and it was from one girlfriend to the next one, and blah blah blah. It's just, and I did that in college, and it's just.
But you got a lot of your sisters.
Yeah, I did. No, 100%. But
I sure hope so.
But it was 100%. But it wasn't. But it
I've got 5 more kids.
It's a lot of unnecessary emotional trauma on myself, on the girls that I dated, on the way that some of my friends even look at me now, in the way, like old friends, in the way that they look at me now, because I'm a completely different person, and they just, all they see is college TJ, and they can't move past that type of deal. There it is. So good today. But outside of the personal stuff, keep it more lighthearted. Like I really hope he finds a liking for music. I know that he loves bowling, and that's great because we can love bowling together. I hope that he loves baseball too, but I really hope that he plays baritone and trombone.
What about just
He's gonna play the cello.
No, baritone.
Cheers.
could be any, but I can help him with baritone drum. I can help him with brass. I can't help him with woodwinds. I can help him with
He's gonna
brass.
play
flute.
And
He's gonna play the saxophone.
the flute.
yeah, stop it. and whatever makes him happiest. But obviously, because I can help him with the other things. He's excited about that stuff now. So by the time he's in middle school to high school, he already knows those instruments. So he'll probably be more apt to play those. But that could lead him to marching, drum, and bugle corps, which is something that I would love to see him. I would love to see him do because it was an incredible experience for me. It was it was very trying. Well, yeah, but I didn't march, drum, bugle corps in Florida.
That's what I'm saying.
So-
Polyester in Florida, he'll probably like.
Well, they don't even wear polyester anymore.
But,
They're wearing like
but
dry fits.
I would love to see him. I would love to see him end up marching, drum, and bugle corps because I think that would be. It was a great experience for me learning. It was a very good adjustment out from. Well, but it was a very good life adjustment. Going into and through college, having drum and bugle corps there because it changed my life to not be the way I was being in college. So, anyways, that's that.
What's your question?
What's one of your favorite memories with your dad? Forcing you to say nice things.
Yeah. Him yelling at me at the golf course.
We used to go to Bok Tower and feed the squirrels. And they would come up to you and you could feed them. I'm trying not to say one of our words here. So.
I would say working on vehicles. That's why I'm so nerdy about my vehicles now, is because I grew up as a kid being my own, what do they call it, monkey wrench.
Mm-hmm.
I have the tiny hands. I can get my hand up there and get it. So I was the monkey wrench.
I think I was scarred for being the light holder. You're not holding it right.
You're never
holding it right.
I think it was Mikey Mike that posted, like, if your father never slang a pot of hot grease at you, whatever. But I think of if your father never swung a wrench at you, yeah.
My dad was never a mechanical person. He was always like doing surgery and working as a doctor.
But did he throw like a scalpel at you or anything?
Oh boy.
No, but mom, I'm sure threw a wooden spoon. I just don't remember. You know, Latina moms beating you always.
Sandal. Did she throw a sandal at you?
La chancla.
Remember,
So it's funny because
my sister's mom took off her flip-flop in Publix one day and chased me with it.
In public?
In Publix. Like Marion Publix.
Aisle 4.
There's a beating on aisle 4. So, and it's funny, for my childhood, I can't remember much of memories of my dad, because again, he was always a surgeon. You know, he would work, 38 hours a day, 5 days a week. So it was kind of, weird on that. But again, the growing up with him, he always wanted me to get into golf. And I still do golf. Not as well anymore. But anyways, I think one of my favorite memories though is one day we were gonna go play, I think, Cleveland Heights. And we would wake up early, we got like a 7:30 tee time. And so he would let me like play my music in his car. And it was
oh boy.
and it was
What's he love?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure he did. And it was in cassettes. So I popped in the cassette, and I'm still like asleep by then because it's like 7:05 in the morning, ungodly hour. And I'm sitting there and I'm laying down, and all of a sudden, as we're like maybe like not even half a mile away from our house at the time, he like starts like slowing down and pulling. But it was that break, like almost all of a sudden, and pulls over to the like side of the road, on the grass, and he's like, and I'm like, what happened? I'm waking up and almost being half asleep. And he's like, do you hear that? And I'm like, hear what? Huh? All of a sudden, he's like, that. It was intensifying. I'm like, oh my God, Dad, that's my music. Basically, it was a song. It was in a cassette. It was finishing a song, and all of a sudden, it started. It was a build-up of a guitar. And he doesn't recognize it, so he's like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh, the cars." This is weird notes. I'm like, That's a guitar, Dad. So,
Awesome.
Later.
Yeah, we're almost done.
yeah, so that's one of my favorite memories of hanging out where I'm just
10
like,
minutes.
oh. So
Gotcha. Yeah, so obviously I have my 2 dads. So with my dad, it would be like anytime I came to Florida, he was, obviously he lived in Florida. I lived in California with my mom, my stepdad, from the time I was 9 till I was 13. So those travels are kind of more vivid of my memories because I was flying to Florida and back to California on my own. It was just me. The flight attendants guide you, and they have this like the kid care thing or whatever, but it was literally just me. You don't do that nowadays.
yeah,
It's
just a tip of 20 times back.
But I was 9. I was 9 and I'm flying from New York to California on my own and California to Florida on my own. Like crazy. It's so weird the way that life is.
The 80s, the good days.
It's so weird. Because they could entrust you to the agents. Yeah.
Not so much liability.
Yeah. So anyways, so when I flew to Florida, we would always go to like all theme parks and things like that. We used to drive go-karts. So we went to the go-kart track that was over here. They had the slick track, they throw the water out. It's over off of it's not 98, is it 98?
Bartow Highway?
Yeah, Bartow Highway over there. They had the golf
okay.
that. So we used to go there and that was a lot of fun. And then ballpark stuff. He was like in competitive softball leagues. So we'd go to all of his games and things like that. And I would just run around the park all day, hanging out for the games and watching games and literally living at the ballpark all weekend. And those were fun memories. And then my newest ones are obviously just bowling. Every Wednesday night I get to go bowling with him, and it's a couple hours that we get to hang out and do something that we really like together. Stepdad Sean, he was in the military a lot. So he was gone out on the ship out at sea a lot. So the times when he was back, our apartment complex had a pool, had 2 pools, an adult pool and a kids pool. But and the kids pool was actually pretty big. But we would we'd go to the pool and basically climb on his back and swim because he could hold his breath for like ever. Because he's in the Navy, so
I was gonna say, is he Marine or something?
So could hold his breath forever, and we would try to match him. We'd climb on his back, wrap our arms around his neck, and ready, set, go. And Justin and I would literally, and my dad's a big dude, so he's holding and under the water we go, and just swim under the water as far as we could go. And that's how Justin and I kind of learned to swim underwater and hold our breath for a long period of time, is trying to keep up with him, just holding onto his back and go down and don't let go if you can't. So
did you ever like truly time how long he could hold his breath?
Yeah, it was
like 90 seconds.
Yeah, some about 90 seconds, almost 2 minutes. It was a while. It was a while.
But in person, that is a lot.
Yeah,
and most people can do like maybe like 30, 40 seconds.
It was a long time. And then like when I got into baseball and stuff like that, can you hold on? When I got into baseball and things like that, he would actually go down the ball field and work with me on things that I needed help with and things like that. Now, mind you, my dad probably would have too had I lived in Florida, but step up dad. Is he stepped up to do all of that stuff and help me make the all-star team and things like that. So yeah.
I love that you are still family together, because I don't
100%.
think that I could ever co-family with my kids as well.
Sure.
I still remember several shows back. He's going like, more Christmas presents. And Patty,
yes.
Did you have yours?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure. Let's get the people here.
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
So I Googled
Graphing
this
stuck in
one,
my head now.
and I already know your answer. Would you rather learn to fly a plane or learn to sail a boat? I already know your answer.
I know my answer, but I want to do both because I'd like to learn both.
Like a real sailboat or just driving a boat?
Real sailboat or just a boat?
I Googled it and I don't know the difference.
I'd like to learn to drive a boat. I don't want to sail a boat.
Sailboat, you got to learn the wind and.
Yeah, I don't want to sail a boat.
I would rather learn how to sail a boat. No, your audio is not messed up.
Strangling a volcano.
Yeah, so here's my reasoning for sailing a boat. Because even if you fly a plane and all of a sudden you turn into a water world or apocalypse, things like that, what's usually still there? Always the water. You gotta be able to live off that. So if you're a plane, you gotta land eventually somewhere. You're gonna run out of gas. And if you don't have any gas, even with still a boat, you still be able to sail with it. So learning how to diesel, I don't care. Fuel, room. The point is,
I can live off the wind if the wind decides to blow.
well, you can't pee off the deck of an airplane.
I mean, you could.
Good.
You'd be
Feel
going
bad for your wiener.
Immediate cold.
Yeah. And frostbite.
If you're in Alaska. Yeah, no, I do want to learn to fly a plane. I wouldn't mind.
Oh yeah,
sail,
no,
but plane over sail for me.
Just talk to your Shane helicopter though.
Yeah. They offer classes over here.
Yeah. Got a friend of mine who's taking classes right now to be a pilot. So,
Thanks.
how about you?
Fine.
Fine. About you, Patty?
Boat. If it's like driving a boat, not sailing a boat.
I'd probably learn how to sail it.
Oh,
But if
okay.
it's actually sailing a boat, then I'd like to learn to fly.
Okay, well, it's a team of 4 of us, and we can figure it out. Okay, I can't sail a boat because doing it by yourself would be difficult. So, all right. Would you rather be able to play any instrument or speak any language?
Speak any language.
I can't drink anymore. It's all gone.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, you gotta have one.
to me, it was a lot more difficult choice than you guys just now because y'all just said that.
Because you're
But,
bilingual also.
yeah, no,
But any language would be amazing.
Yeah, because you could talk to anyone.
if you-
You could go any.
Well,
Well, you could go anywhere in the world on vacation and just be able to speak their language.
Imagine playing any instrument in the world and you're able to, become a success at it and everything. So being a
You
poet.
didn't say
You didn't say
say
success. You just said be
you
able to
didn't
play
say to
it.
be good at it. Would you rather be a master musician on any instrument or speak any language?
Well, the same thing. If we're going by that logic, you're going to be good at every language. Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead and ask that one. That's ridiculous.
All right, fine.
Would you rather be a reverse centaur or a reverse mermaid / merman?
So fish top,
So fish
Fish top, human legs.
or horse
A
top.
horse head and human.
So Bo Jackman.
The picture with this is hilarious. by the
Probably a
way.
horse.
Yeah, I probably should
Think
reverse
of this
centaur.
time.
I don't want to have a fish head.
Gonna go with reverse centaur. The picture is hilarious.
The picture. Reverse centaur. Yeah, because
I'm gonna save this for you guys.
Tears over here.
yeah,
literally.
that. All right. Unlimited margaritas or unlimited
Ooh.
martinis?
Margaritas.
What's made with martinis? Is that
Vodka.
wrong? Vodka all day vodka.
Vodka or gin.
Vodka all
Vodka.
day.
Vodka martini for you.
Martini.
I don't drink. I think the margarita's all right. Not because I'm looking.
Oh. Yay, the part of the
Tiniest bit about what's going on in your business, or
we did. I knew
yeah,
that
we pretty
before
much
that.
talked about most of it.
And best of the best. And apparently, I'm in 2 categories. There you go. I'm done.
Yay.
Oh, for your electronic specialist.
Financial market. We talked about that earlier as well. Everything's being affected by it. Everything's on sale.
DCA the way.
There you go.
DCA the way down, people.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, that's one thing I do want to keep reminding people when things are bad.
I was like, where did that come from?
Okay.
You're
I'm
welcome.
going with the front hoop things, just ahead.
Wow. Wow.
You're welcome.
Why is he in
Ladies and gentlemen of the
basketball
jury, she's
Right.
gone nuts.
I
She's in a
saved the
bikini.
picture for them. Yeah.
outfit? And those look like pigtails. With the
They're
fins. Like, who
fins.
does this?
We'll share this for you guys
It's
if we
hilarious.
haven't already.
Uh,
Anyways,
I'm concerned. Right
Yes.
away. So anyways, yeah, so still with the financial market, again, we
Yes.
talked a lot about it earlier with the
They're
Feds, you know, with the markets going down, everything being bearish. Oh, by the way, fun fact, so for those who don't know, the reason why they call it a bear market or a bull market is because it's how they attack. A bull attacks by going horns down and going up. A bear attacks claws down and going down. So that's why they call it that. So bear market means going down, bull market means going up.
Correct.
That's why they have that famous bull.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's it. So okay, so there's out there in New York, they have that famous.
I mean, I
bull
know that it's
festival.
called bear and
Yeah,
bull,
but
but
I
I didn't know
didn't know
that's
why.
why it was called.
Yeah,
bear.
yeah. So they have that famous bull out there, they got a brass or copper, whatever it is. And they have that idea because they always want to influence bull market going up, so whatever. That's why they have it.
It makes sense why Merrill Lynch uses the bull.
There you go.
Mhm.
Hey!
There you go. So anyways, yeah, so buy when things are low.
It's on sale.
And talk to a professional to help you out, because if not, you will call your money and you don't want to do that because that's
Never pull.
Oh.
not true. Hey, what's
Hi.
Speaking of Father's Day.
Rocket.
TBA, Justin
Gotcha.
is full-time aboard. We gotta give him a nickname, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Justin is full-time aboard with us. This is his second week, and
Ew.
onward we go. Onward we go. So we have one more full-time person helping alleviate the workload with us, and then we will shift into growth,
Stop, please.
and we will start working toward growing again. So I'm very excited about that. So, the rest of it is custom solutions. We are working towards developing as many custom solutions as possible and NFT projects for anybody that might be interested in
Calendar, please.
doing NFT.
Calendar.
That's
Calendar.
That's already in, it's finishing up. Here's the thing is we're not writing just a calendar
I know.
thing is the thing. We have to write a CMS system for it. And that's what he's supposed to be done with tomorrow.
Okay.
Once he's done with that tomorrow, then we can add in
I don't want him to
the
get
calendar functionality that is built already, but it has to have a back end to tap into.
And I hear you.
That's
I just don't want to keep giving them money when I want to give you money.
I understand.
Anywho.
Yeah,
Close and quote.
that is the show.
Hey, we got through it without life beatings.
I did this
Almost.
one. Is it okay?
I like it.
Okay.
All right.
So closing quote, a father is neither an anchor to hold us back nor a sail to take us there, but a guiding light whose love shows us the way.
Oh.
Unknown. I thought it was kind of nice. I was like, I'm just
Very
hoping you guys would like it.
A big gold bubble.
Mhm.
And Volcano just walked up with a big bottle of bubbles.
Oh.
And he's gonna drop and spill all over the place.
That's a lot of bubble mix. Holy wow.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Well, as always,
Don't forget, if you'd like to donate or sponsor, reach out at ffpw.
Live. Sign out of social media, turn off the news, don't text and drive. Epstein did not kill himself.
What about McAfee?
McAfee
or
either,
Bennington.
or Bennington. 1, 2, 3, chickadee-dee-dee-da-dun, 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 dun, 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 chickadee-dee, dun, 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 chickadee-doo, dun, 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 chickadee-dee, dun, 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 big ol' bubbles. See ya!